Hello, welcome to golf warm-up video. So for our warm-up, we're going to need a few things. So go ahead and grab something for your head. So if you have a yoga block, you can grab that, or a pillow. You're going to need something to squeeze between the inner thighs, a band for the outer thighs. You're going to need a light weight, so somewhere between 3 and 5 pounds, and an Accu ball. And we're going to start with our Accu ball. So our Accu ball is something that you can use to massage your feet with. If you don't have one, you can go ahead and take a seat and use your hands, your thumbs, to massage into your feet. So to warm up for golf, we're going to warm up, generally we're going to warm up each joint. But we're going to focus in on rotational exercises to warm up for your golf game. So starting with the feet, rolling out through the foot with the Accu ball, which always feels so good. And let's start to pay attention to our posture. So we're going to stand tall. We're going to start to reach up through the crown of the head, which will elongate the spine. And you're going to start to feel that the core has to kick in to support that lift. And that's what we want. We want the core to start firming up, especially around our waistline. And then think about pulling your belly button back towards your spine and lifting the pelvic floor muscles. So the muscles that stop the flow of pee, you want to lift them up. And we're going to press down into different aspects of the foot with our Accu ball. Feels so good. All right, switching sides. Focusing in on the breath and just bringing all our attention and our awareness into our body space. Noticing the sensations in the feet as you Accu ball. Oh, this one is much tighter for me. And so it's good to pay attention to that. We often do not have symmetry between left and right. We tend to use our body differently, left side to right side. So pay a little bit more attention. If it's tight, give it a little more love. Don't push down so hard as quickly, right? Just listen to the body and work with it. We're warming up the fascia. The fascia is what encapsulates every muscle in the body, and it connects throughout the entire body. And in the feet, if it's tight, we can be more susceptible to plantar fasciitis, to pulling that fascia. So it's really important to warm it up. And then pressing down through the ball of the foot in different aspects of the foot. So you can roll or you can press. Different techniques for Accu balling. Oh, feels so good. Okay. Push that off to the side. We're gonna warm up our ankles and our wrists. So we're going to actually create fists. And I want you to slow this down. So you're going to go out, down, in, and up. And I really want you to warm up those muscles. They're important in your golf game. So we're going to circle the ankle and the wrist. And then switch direction. And release. And then we're going to switch sides. Circle. And release. Switch sides. Switch direction. And you're done. Okay. Tuck the toes under. So opening up through the top of the foot. Bend and straighten. 3. Stand tall. 2. And 1. Flip your toes under, opening up through the toe joint. 3, 2, keep pulling the belly button in, and 1, and we'll switch sides. Tuck the toes under, bend and straighten. 2, and 1, and flip the toes. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, warming up the ankles. So really important to have flexibility, mobility in the ankle joint for your golf game. So we're going to bend and straighten. You're keeping your heels on the ground. It's not a squat. It's an ankle flexion, and I'm using my shin muscles, the muscles in the front of your lower leg, to pull my knee to the ground, flexing at the ankle joint. Now, make sure that you don't buckle your knees in to go deeper, because if you do, you can go much deeper. I want your knees to follow the line of the middle toe. 3, 2, and 1. All right. We're going to march. Hip flexors, so front of the hip. And as you march, you're going to keep your pelvis neutral. So I'm not worried about how high I bring my leg up. I'm focusing on keeping neutral pelvis and neutral spine. Lean back in your heels and breathe. That's it. Keep pulling the belly button in, back towards the spine as you lift your leg up. 3, 2 more, and 1. We're going to hold here, arms out to the side. We're going to circle. Circle, and as we circle, we are balancing on one leg. Really important. Waking up all our muscles that support our balance. Remember, we walk on one leg, so we want them to feel confident. That's why I love doing one-legged exercises. And switch, and then you also get to notice, so opening the knee, you get to notice if you are a little more secure on one side versus the other. And then when we do our single switch direction, when we do our single leg exercises, we give an opportunity for the other leg to catch up in strength. Good. 1 more. And release. Okay, give me a little shake. Shake and bounce, however you want to do this. I like to keep my heels on the floor. Just shaking, warming up the body. Flowing energy through our shaking, waking up energy through our shaking. Arms up and shake, and back down. All right, we're gonna go to the arms now. So we're gonna sweep our arms out to the side, but we're not just going to sweep the arms. We're also gonna bring the hands back behind us. Okay, so working our back muscles while sweeping the arms. So it's like you're trying to press your hands behind you the entire time. So keep pressing as you sweep the arms up. Keep pressing back behind you, and you're going to cross right arm over left. Pause in the horizontal flexion for the shoulders, which is an important part of your golf swing. And then we're going to bring those arms back. So by pressing back into the back of the hand behind you, keep reaching it without popping the ribs. That's really important. And then by your side. So we're going to go up again. So the key here is not to adjust your spine. Keep your spine neutral. Left arm over right. Pause, horizontal flexion. Squeeze those arms together. And then bring them back overhead. Press back through the palm. And reach. Keep the ribs in, keep the belly button in. That's key. So neutral spine, popping the spine. We don't want to do that, right? So we want to really draw the ribs in while pressing back. We're going to do this again. Coming all the way up. Crossing the right arm over the left. Pull the belly button in. And then switch. Reach the arms up, back behind you. And down. We have 1 more. Press back. Keep pressing back. You got this. Squeeze that back. Pull the ribs in. Cross the left arm over the right. Pause here. Squeeze those arms across each other. And then bring them back up. And all the way down by your side. Beautiful. Shake that out. That was a lot of work. Whew. Yes. Let's go back to the legs. Warming them up. So we're going to grab our band. Okay. Outer hip work. Really important for stability in your golf swing is to have these muscles on. Also important because when you're in flexion in your hips, you want your bum to be doing a lot of the work, not just your back. This is how our lower back can start to flare up and start to feel pain here if we're not secure through our core and our bum. So let's warm up our outer hip muscles that supports our back. You're going to get into a half squat and you're going to walk. You're going to take a little step to the side, and then you're going to come back and walk in the other direction. So turning on those outer hip muscles. That's it. And again, walk, walk. And let's come one more time back. The lower belly is pulling in. And release. Good. Release the band off to the side. And we're going to come into tick-tocks. This is going to further wake up our outer hips and our core. So heels to heel. We essentially are one big block, and we're just pushing ourselves from heel to heel, and we're catching ourselves, glutes, side of the glute, and lots of obliques, lots of core muscle here. Pull your belly button in tight. Toes are pointing forward. 4, 3, 2. Now turn your toes out. Externally rotate the thigh bone. Externally rotate as you go side to side. 3, 2, 1. And now turn your toes in. Keep reaching out through your fingers. Belly button tight. Now notice if you're leaning forward, lean back a little bit more. That's going to turn more core on and take you out of your lower back. So lean back into your heels and release. Okay, so let's put that to the test. That really warms us up for a great squat. So you're going to come down and up in your squat. Pressing down through your heels will activate your glutes. Pushing down through your big toes will activate your inner thighs. So we want those inner thighs. They're a big support system in moving the pelvis. We kind of forget about them. But they do move the pelvis. They're really important, so we want to wake them up by pushing down through the big toes. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1 more. All right, let's go back to the upper body. So some rotation here. So we're going to cross our hands over our shoulders. We're going to keep our pelvis neutral, and we're going to rotate our ribs to the left and then to the right. And our head is going to follow. That's it. Pull the belly button in. It's small. It's small, especially when you keep your hips quiet. Lean back in your heels a little bit more. Proud chest, belly button in. That's it. Rotate. Using your core muscles to move your rib cage. And let's try 2 more. And 1 more. Come back to center. And now we're going to create a figure 8 with our rib cage. So pull your shoulders down, pull the elbows down, and let's start creating this figure 8 in our rib cage. Pull down. Your armpit muscles are pulling down. The sides of your body are active. It's small. It's intense though. And now we're going to go backwards. So we're going to reverse this. Reverse. 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Widen the feet, and we're going to rotate. Using your core to direct this. Push through your feet as you rotate. Push through your toes and look over your shoulder. That's it. Belly button in. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, hands are going to come in front of you. We're going to rotate the rib cage, but not the head. So just like in your golf swing, you're supposed to keep your head, eyes on the ball, right? And then you bring your arms back. So we're gonna warm that movement up by bringing the hands together, rotating the ribs, and in fact, we're actually going to turn the head to look in the opposite direction, and then bring the hands back. Switch. So rotate the ribs to the left, head turns to the right. You're going to find your end range, but you're going to really still work the end range. Feel the work here, and then come back. And then switch. Belly button in, Really important that you're supporting your spine with your core muscles here. You're not going to get very far, and that's okay. It's just working and turning on these rotational muscles. That's it. Look away from the hands. And come back to center. And again. And back. One more time. And back. Lower your hands by your side. We're going to internally rotate and externally rotate. Internally rotate and externally rotate. And now I want you to bring attention to your shoulder blade, and you're going to draw the bottom edge of your shoulder blade in towards your rib cage. That's it. Especially on the external rotation. Last one. And release. Okay, rotating the neck and the head. Okay, so cervical vertebrae, top of the spine here. We're going to gaze over to the left, pulling the shoulders down. So I really want you to activate underneath your armpit muscles. Make sure your heels are underneath your hips, belly button in, soft knees, gazing to the left, and then over to the right. Keep the chin tucked in, so it's almost like you're creating a double chin, really lengthening through the back of the neck. When you do that, the ribs want to pop out, so pull them back in. Beautiful. Nice and slow. So slow movement here. You're going to have more control over the movement, more muscle activation if we move slow. 2 more. And 1 more. And release. All right, shake that out. We're going to come to the ground and continue to warm up our body. So we're going to start on our back. So coming to lay on your back, let's warm up our core. Oh, the core is so important for any sport that we do or any activity of daily living. So hands by our side. Take a few deep breaths here and just notice how your spine and pelvis is laying on the earth. And then we're going to make some adjustments. Start to draw the pelvis into neutral alignment, which means there's a small curve in the lower spine and the pelvic bones are neutral. So one's not higher than the other. We're going to start to pull the belly button down towards the spine and wrapping our corset muscle. The muscle that wraps around our core is going to tighten up. So we're going to firm up our core. Hands behind your head, keeping pelvis neutral. You're going to curl your upper spine up and down. Ab curl. Flexing through your core. Pulling down through your armpit muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more, and release. Hands by your side. Engage your left glute, lower left obliques. You're going to bring your right leg up into tabletop and down. So we're going to work our lower core and pelvis stability. So as the right leg moves, we still want the pelvis to remain very quiet, very still, which is going to be the work of the left side, right? It's going to help to stabilize. As you bring your leg up, belly button down, reach your fingertips towards your heels. Actively reach, pull down on the armpit muscles. 3, 2, ribs staying down, and 1. And then we'll switch. Press firmly down through the right foot as you lift the left leg up and down into tabletop. Very quiet through the pelvis and the ribs. 3, 2, 1 more, and release. Go ahead and reach for your Pilates ring or pillow or block, something to squeeze between the thighs. Let's wake up those inner thighs. We're going to squeeze and draw the knees in and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Core is tight. We're going to lift the hips up into a pelvic or a glute bridge, pressing down through the big toes, waking up our glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Hold up top, pump the knees in and out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pump the hips up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. We're going to roll over onto our side. We're almost there. Almost completed, almost finished our golf warm-up. All right, so laying on your side. Shoulder stability is key for your golf game. So let's wake up all the muscles around the shoulder joint. Come into alligator arms and make sure that you have a little mouse house. So a little mouse could run underneath your waistline and the floor. That's the work of your core. You're going to lift your top arm up and down from the back of the shoulder. We want to make sure this is a light enough weight that you can do this without straining your neck. So somewhere between 3 to 5 pounds, even 2 pounds. It's really about just waking up these muscles, the neuromuscular system. That's it. 2 more. 1 more. Hold the arm up and we're going to circle. Little circles. Now you're trying to circle without moving your torso. So your core is kicking in to support you, to control this arm holding weight, and switch direction. And now we're going to go palm to hip, down and up. Down and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Last thing here is internal rotation and external rotation. If the weight's too heavy, you can either lighten it up or place it down and keep the elbow close towards your torso as you rotate the arm in and out. 2 more. 1 more. And release. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to come up into side plank. So elbow underneath. You can come from your knees or from your feet, and we're going to hold. Holding side plank, lifting the bottom hip up off the earth. Keep lifting. Keep lifting. 3, 2, and 1. All right, switch sides. Coming onto your side. You want something to support your head. So I'm using a yoga block. You could use a pillow if you have one. If you don't have a yoga block, okay, so holding your weight in your top arm. Knees are 90 degrees. And you're going to lift your waistline off the earth using your core